Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the number one podcast in Ireland where we go into reality and talk about whatever we want. I'm Usman, alongside my co-host Abdul, and this is the Into Reality podcast. If you're new around here and you enjoy what you hear and you enjoy what you see, hit the subscribe button. We're trying to get to 100 subscribers. And subscribe to the Clips channel as well. Link to that will be in the description below. We'll start getting clips out very soon, or maybe whenever we get enough content to put clips in there. But anyways, how you doing, Abdul?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. You know what I want right now, yeah? I love a bottle. It's a bottle.
I wonder why.
So, Usman, this season, man, lots and ups and downs. At first, you thought you were going to win. Well, I know you, like, from you said, you never said you were going to win the league. You're always like, saying, let's take one day at a game, or one day at a time, or one game at a time. But a lot of Arsenal fans, especially Arsenal fan TV, like Don Robbie, or as what's going, Ooze likes to call him, the walking Malteser. You guys believe that you guys were going to win the league. So what happened, Usman? What happened?
So, what I remembered is that we were on top of the table, and it was like, okay, we're on top of the table. I'm surprised Arteta has even gotten us to the top of the table because last time we are at the top of the table is before the season started. So, so when we realized we are on top of the table for a while, I thought to myself, yeah, this is a bit odd because normally we're not there. I would like us to be there. We're not there normally. So I said, okay, let me just wait and see what happens. Then I remembered at uni, one of my mates who's a Man United fan, he asked me, like, do I think we're going to win the league? I said I said no because there's a tendency of this club always throwing it away when it matters the most. And at that point, we were like around January or February. Actually, no, it was around December. So I said, wait till we get around February, March, and see what the landscape's looking like. So fast forward to around February, March, everything was still going well. I remember we just beat Leeds United 4-1. Thinking to myself, okay, we still got this underway. What was it? So was it Leeds? I remember I remember it was before we played Liverpool at Anfield that we were still on top of the table, and people were thinking to themselves, if they win this game, then it's clear that we could go and win the league. And obviously, fans were talking a lot. They were saying that, oh, we're going to win the league, going to win the league. Even though I wanted to see it just to see my team finally win the league, I had doubts because I know some things were going to happen. But I just sat down and just watched and see what happened. And if Granit Xhaka didn't act how he did against Liverpool at Anfield, then I'm sure that maybe we still would have been in the running for the league. Then Liverpool came back, drew 2-2, then drew against West Ham, then drew against Southampton, and then lost to Man City. I think that's where the downward spiral really begun since Liverpool game. And since then, we weren't going to win the league. In fact, I think for Man City it was since February or since January that they haven't lost a game, and they just kept winning, drawing games here and there. They just kept winning until they they clutched the league in their hands. So even though I'm disappointed we didn't win it, I all I want is us to be progressing. And yes, we were progressive. It wasn't a successful season, but we progressed from last season because we finished fifth in 2022. Now these days we will finish in second. So I consider it an improvement,
But,
but there's still a lot more that can be done better.
but like, it was your league to lose, man. Like you were above Man City for like the 98%. It was like a was it, how many percentage was it? I think it was above 80 for the whole season, and then
93.
you lost it 93, yeah, and then you lost it. Like I wanted Arsenal to win in it, like, cause I hate Man City in it, like even if Man City won, like it doesn't really affect me because let's be realistic, like how many Man City fans do you actually know in real life? Like it's like very minuscule in it. But at the same time, like like because Man City kept buying players in it, like they have unlimited funds, you know. You always root for the underdog in it, like because like everyone loves a good underdog story, and unfortunately that didn't happen in it. Unfortunately, you weren't us back in 2019, you know.
Hmm. The problem I would say is when it came to the January transfer window, we didn't make the most out of it. We signed Jorginho, we signed Trossard, which they were okay signings, but I believe we still should have done better. And the
Mhm.
fact that our main targets that window, we didn't sign any of them because Jao Felix was one of our targets just to bring it on loan and maybe with an option to buy because he wasn't happy at Atletico Madrid. He wasn't getting played or he's not playing the way he would prefers to be played. So if he came to us, he would have enjoyed his time before potentially going back to Atletico Madrid, or we would have had a chance to sign him. Unfortunately, that didn't go as planned. We all know that happened. Chelsea snooped in last moment, paying them more than we would have paid. We would have paid a loan fee of 5 million for João Felix. Chelsea paid 8 million, and even though he did okay, he didn't do the best while he was at Chelsea. But I digress from that. Our other target was also Makalo Mudrik, who wanted to join us so badly. Again, Chelsea came and swiped him from under our noses, paid about 88 million pounds, but like around 100 million euros to sign Mudrik. Still hasn't scored a goal for them, but but we could have done more in the transfer window because Tomiyasu got injured, then Saliba got injured, and the moment Saliba got injured, that was when things kind of started to go wrong. Even though it wasn't the worst thing to happen, but it was just that one thing that just started the downward spiral from there. Because Man City were doing well, even though this wasn't their best season, but they were doing really, really well. Even though they finished the league with like 89 points, compared to last season, they went for around 93 points. So, yeah, I mean, it's just safe to say that we just lost the league to the better team. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I know how it feels like. We've been there like twice, man. We lost to City twice by 1 point on the last day. And at least like you guys, it was like mid-season when you lost, you'd be like, okay, it's gone, man, it's gone. But yeah, but yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know, man. Football, like Man City are just too good, man. That's the problem, man. And at least he didn't botch it like what's again like Dortmund, innit? Like every the thing about it, like an Arsenal and Man City case, you know, it was split, yeah. But like for Dortmund, like everyone, like I mean, everyone was rooting for them, yeah, because everyone wanted like a change, and then they busted it on the last day, man. On the last day, man. All you had to do was win, but they did.
let me tell you something about that. People want to say that Arsenal bottled the league, but in our case, there was still about few games to go, and we knew Man City were not going to slow down from there. So at least it wasn't as bad compared to Dortmund, where it was literally on the last day. All they had to do was win the game, like win the game, and that was it. No other result would have mattered unless Bayern lost their game against Cologne. But obviously, Bayern Munich always came in clutch for that last game and do what they do. And Dor- I was disappointed because I never watched the Bundesliga or watched that much Bundesliga from time to time. That was like the one game I decided to sit down and watch from start to finish, just to see Dortmund win the Bundesliga because they haven't won it since 2012. And what would have made it better was for Marco Reus to lift that Bundesliga title because he's been with Dortmund through the highs and the lows, seeing his teammates leave every single time, and he remained. So it would have paid off if Dortmund won the Bundesliga. But unfortunately, like I can't really tell you what happened. Either they didn't turn up I want to think that they didn't turn up for it properly. Because if you said turning up, the fans turned up. The coach during the interview seemed like, oh, he was turned up mentally, but the players, it just didn't seem like they were. And Mines, here's the thing with Mines, they were finishing mid-table. No matter what happened, whether they won, they lost, or drew, it wouldn't have mattered for them because they were going to finish mid-table. They had nothing to lose. They had nothing to gain, nothing to lose. So they just they just played for pride, and yeah, that pride of theirs really cost Dortmund the league. But you can't blame Mainz because who else wouldn't play for pride when they have nothing else to play for? At
No,
least give their fans a good
not
running.
even play for pride, you know. Play for like what's again like the badge on the shirt in it, like and the fans. Because let's be realistic, these football players they get paid. Like I'm like for example, like I'll give you like for example, yeah. I play Sunday League actually. I'm playing Sunday League right now, yeah. I know, right? Hopefully I'll be like Jamie Vardy, you know, from Sunday League to Premier League, you know, playing for Liverpool. But I play Sunday League, right? And I swear to God, every time I'm on that pitch, I once again, I'm gonna give myself 100%. Not just because once again, okay, we might win a trophy. Because you know, once again, you gotta leave, like as one of my friends says, yeah, or our captain says, yeah, you gotta leave everything on the pitch, right? Like football isn't about how good, isn't talking. You don't talk, right? For football, you have to once again show it, and like you have to do it on the pitch, right? Like even like there was this game, the game we lost 4-1, yeah. But like I knew that game once again. I gave everything. I gave all I had, yeah. Because I remember during that game, some guy fell on my ankle and sprained it, yeah. So I was playing. I was limping while playing, yeah, and I gave everything. And like I don't regret. Like we lost the game, but I don't feel sorry because I knew I gave myself 100%. And that's something about football. And that's not even football, right? That's everything in life, right? If you're going to do something, right? If you're going to do something, do it properly, or like give it your all. Because if you half-ass something, you're gonna get half-ass results. And then if you get half-ass results, you're gonna be regretful, like, okay, why didn't I do it? Why did I do it properly? Or why did I only half-ass it? Like if I did it, if I half-assed it and I got this result, what if I did it properly in it? What would I have gotten? That's the thing about football. That's the thing about life in it. You just gotta do it properly. And like Dortmund, I swear to God, they just busted it because like all you had to do was they were at home. All you had to do was just win the game, yeah, and they were 2-0 down in it. Like obviously, I heard because mine, you know, with their even though they had nothing to play for, but the former manager of mine was Thomas Tuchel. Probably that's why they had something to play for as well in it, and probably Dortmund thought that they were just going to roll over for them in it because like everyone was supporting them. But then they just realized, you know, you gotta respect your opponent. Because I remember one time we were boxing, right? This is when I was doing boxing, like, I think 2 years ago. I remember I had this opponent who I didn't respect because I saw one of my sparring partners beating him up. So I went to this. Well, I went into the match thinking, into the fight thinking I'm just gonna knock him out. I'm not gonna lie. This guy, what's again? He really chipped my tooth, man. I swear to God, I got a beat down in it. I got a lesson there, and that's one of the lessons I learned. Like, you always gotta respect your opponent, no matter how good they are, no matter how bad they are. You gotta respect them because at the end of the day, they might turn up if you don't, and you might lose. And I think that's what Dortmund did. In it, they just didn't respect their opponent and they lost.
I want to think that the occasion was too big for them. Now, this might be stupid of me to say that it was too big for them, but when was like the last time like Dortmund were in a proper title race with Bayern Munich? You could say it was a few years ago. It can't really come to mind with it because when it comes to Dortmund finishing in the table, is normally between second and fourth. Sometimes I think Leipzig were in more of a title race with Bayern Munich in the last five years, but you can't really disrespect Dortmund like in the same way you would disrespect Tottenham because at least with Dortmund they won the DFB Pokal and then they won the Super Cup from time to time. At least they were still winning trophies in that department. But when it came to the league, like they Bayern Munich makes the Bundesliga so boring that no one wants to go and check because they already knew what's going to happen. Like it's the same thing as League One with PSG just winning over and over. Only difference is some other teams are able to win it every now and then. Just ask Lille back in 2020, or was it? Yeah, back in 2020. So I was just disappointed. Like that one is a bigger bottle job than Arsenal throwing away the league because Dortmund were still involved, and they could have still won it at the end of the season. In fact, I heard somewhere, like probably somewhere on Twitter, someone said that the actual Bundesliga title wasn't even at Dortmund's game. What they were just holding was a replica because the actual title was all the way back in Dortmund. Everyone was already thinking that Dortmund was going to win the game, but it never happened. And on that day, I think there was only two Dortmund players that were disappointed for not winning the Bundesliga: Marco Reus and Jude Bellingham. Because you could see with both of them, like you could see they were in tears. They were just disappointed, and I just felt bad for Marco Reus the most out of anyone. Like he was on the bench, and they subbed him off just around before halftime to do something in the game. At that point, it was already like 2-0 down. Dortmund even had a penalty to score. And they were talking about Sebastian Haller. Every time he took penalty, he scored. I think the last few penalties scored. And now he took this penalty. Probably that was like the worst penalty I've ever seen. I think it goes. I wonder if you remember one player called Simone Zaza back in the Euros in 2016. He he ran up. He took that run up against Germany and
Oh
skied
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
penalty
yeah.
over the bar. Yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah, I remember that one. The Zaza run.
yeah,
I remember
yeah,
it was okay. A lot of people used to. I remember back in Nigeria, I was in Nigeria at the time. A lot of people used to do that and just take the piss in it. Days man.
yeah. So like that was the last time I've seen a bad penalty. Like if anyone wants to say they've seen a bad penalty, is if they do it like a panenka and it doesn't work. But that was a bad penalty, and th- for most of that game, it was just Mainz's game up until maybe the last 15 to 10 minutes of the game. That's why I decided, oh, they needed to do something because they heard that Cologne was it? Yeah, Cologne equalized against Bayern. So if Bayern drew their game and Dortmund drew their game, then they would have won. But then, like I said, Bayern Bayern scored in the 89th minute and won the Bundesliga. And yeah, pretty much that was disappointing. Like this season in general in football was just disappointing. Like I'm trying to remember, like what's one moment in football that I remember that I enjoyed quite well. Because it wasn't the World Cup for me. It wasn't the Premier League. It wasn't FA Cup. It wasn't Champions League. I don't watch. I don't watch La Liga. I don't care about anything else. The only thing I remember that well when it came to sports was the Denver Nuggets beating Miami Heat to win the NBA.
Oh come on, man. Why you gotta do me like that, man? I was my team, bro.
Listen, here's the thing. My you hear Miami Denver Nuggets, you expect them to win. Don't you? You expect that team to win. It was LA Lakers, Denver Nuggets. LA Lakers are winning. No questions asked. But I
Yeah, but
heard like,
they got swept.
listen, I'm not gonna be here and make jokes of anyone because I saw 4-1. It was only up until game 5. I'm thinking to myself, what happened? Was it like 1-0 and then 4-1? Was it like 1-0? Was it like one? Actually, no, I said that. Was it like one then one and then another three? I was just confused. I was just confused because Denver Nuggets is owned by Stan Kroenke. Stan Kroenke also owns Arsenal. So between this year and last year, all the clubs that he owns, apart from Arsenal, have won the major trophy. So Denver Nuggets won NBA. The Rams won. The Rams won the Super Bowl
The
last
Super
year,
Bowl there.
and then the hockey team won the Stanley Cup. I think it was like last year as well. So that's one thing. But in general, football was just another season. Nothing much happened.
I don't know, man. I enjoyed it, man. Also, like my favorite thing, my highlight of this season, which every Man United fan tries to disregard, is when we beat Man United 7-0. Bro, because I swear to God, all my United fan friends, they were saying, "Oh, we're gonna lose. They're gonna beat us, man. We're trash, blah blah blah, and all that stuff." and just for that, us to beat them 7-0, yeah. And even Eric Ten Hag, yeah, I didn't like the guy ever since he kicked Ronaldo out of Man United, innit? And then he comes and says, "Oh, Anfield is just another Yasumichi. Why am I speaking Hausa? It's just another field," and he gets beaten 7-0, like Eric Seven Hag.
Eric seven high. Cause like when I was checking it, I saw it was like 1-0 before halftime. I was like, yeah, okay, it could be anyone else's game. Then it became two, then three. I was like, okay, this is kind of a bad game. Then four. I was like, okay, this is repeat of last season. Five. I was like, this. I was thinking this is bad. Then I went to six and seven. I was like, okay, what's going on? Listen, how bad must you be to let Darren Nunes score a goal against you?
Wait, whoa, 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 come on. Darwin Núñez is good, man. He scored
I
against he scored
he
against
scored it.
Real Madrid. Remember?
Wait, did he?
Yeah, he scored the opening goal against Real Madrid.
I actually forgot he scored against Real Madrid. But the point is, people were making fun of Darwin Nunes because of the comparison with Erling Haaland, which the comparison was not even supposed to happen at all. I don't know why people were doing that
Yeah,
comparison because they looked similar in
yeah.
some type of way. But that was one game. I will give you that. That was one game to remember. Another one was Newcastle beating Tottenham 6-1, which was I think I want to say that's a little bit better than Liverpool beating Man United 7-0 because conceding 5 goals in 20 minutes is crazy. That is
Oh yeah,
crazy.
yeah. Yeah. You know what I love about the season, yeah? You know expression oozes, yeah. I swear to God, I love every time every time Spurs get beat, his what's called reactions are always funny, man. Honestly, God, bro. And and then he calls Robbie a walking Maltese. That's just funny as well, man. I always enjoy it.
A walking multi, that's mad. But seriously, those are two games. Those are two games to remember. Like even like for us, at least there was like that one game where we beat Bournemouth 3-2 with the last goal in the 97th minute. I know at that point we were all thinking to ourselves. I know Arsenal fans were thinking to themselves, this title when could happen is like if they're going to keep on fighting till the end of the game, then maybe just maybe they could win the league. Even I was almost convinced that maybe this could happen, but I'm still holding my predictions to myself. I was still sitting down waiting and see what happens. But yeah,
Yeah,
it was just some moments and then in another season, to be honest.
yeah. And to end the football segment, last night, Cristiano Ronaldo, 200 appearance once again. 200 appearance scores the winner against what was the team again against Iceland. Oh my goodness. What
Oh
a
yeah,
goal,
I
man.
did see that. I didn't I
I
didn't
love
watch I didn't watch the game, so I don't remember. I don't know what happened.
yeah, good game. Anyway, you heard about the submarine, man?
Yeah, yeah, I heard about the submarine. That's actually kind of crazy.
You yeah, I was watching Parasite, he's talking about it. Like once again, I think people paid like 250 grand, 250 grand in it, like once again to go on a submarine, yeah. And this submarine wasn't even once again. This is this is all allegedly, okay. So please don't sue me, yeah. And if I get misinformation, right, I apologize, yeah. So it's like 250 grand, and the submarine wasn't even regulated, yeah, by once again by any like regulation or board in it. And I saw on Twitter, right? So then the control they use is like a PlayStation controller. It's not even a PlayStation controller, but you get what I mean in it.
Yeah.
And they went down to the Titanic, and I think the Titanic, once again, the depth of the Titanic's like in the Atlantic Ocean, right? I think the depth of it, if I'm gonna Google it right now, Titanic depth. So basically, the depth is 12,500 feet or 3,800 meters or 690 kilometers. That's it.
Yikes.
Yeah, yeah.
No, that's
And like,
that's some risky business.
And like if you Google which submarine can go to Titanic, because Ocean Gate's deep sea vessel is said to be the only five-person submersible in the world with capabilities to reach the Titanic's depth at nearly 2.5 million miles beneath the ocean surface. And like what? Like come on, like if you like once again, you know as I say it, as you go down the earth, right? Once again, there's pressure, right? Like
Yeah,
the once again the ocean. So the depth of the pressure, right? Pressure at the day, yeah, according to CBS reports, yeah, uh, that roughly 40 big bends, 12 sharks or big tree bend navies. At this depth, the pressure is some 5,800 pounds per square inch, which is 390 times more than up top, and is usually a huge amount of stress for any man-made craft to bear. And these people try to once again, or 6,000 feet high, but these people try to make like a flimsy submarine and go down to that what's that depth, and they thinking nothing was going to happen, man. I don't know. Some people like some people are just dumb, bro. I'm not even gonna lie, man. Really, some people are just retarded.
yeah, that sounds crazy. And to say that it wasn't even regulated and think this as this can go all the way down. Yeah, some people did not think this through. For being honest, they did not really think that through. But now, like they're paying around millions of dollars to do this like rescue mission to find a submarine and any potential people that are inside that submarine. While they're putting money into that, they're not putting money into around the 750 people who are trying to flee North Africa up towards Greece and Italy, all these countries. I'm like, yeah, y'all don't have your priorities set. Y'all don't have your priorities set. Y'all are
Probably because
stupid.
once again, the people who are missing are rich people in it. Like they're like whoever could pay 250 grand to go see it, I think he's obviously a rich guy. He's not like a poor guy anyway. Innit?
Yeah,
Obviously,
true.
people are gonna go search for him. Like and the people who once again are migrants. Like let's be honest, yeah. Not no one cares about them. To be honest, it's just like another statistics on in the book. So that's probably why. I think it's really dumb in it. But like once again, what people do for once again, as it says, curiosity killed the cat. I hope they find them. I really do hope they find them in it. Because once again, like, and hopefully if they do find them, it'll be like once again a warning for everyone else not to do stupid stuff like this in it. I like to be cautious in it.
Yeah, hopefully so. But knowing from what you said, the chances of the chances of staying alive are really, really slim if you think about it. Because how much
Yeah,
oxygen would they have in that submarine for how long they're going to be there? Yes, it's tough, but anything can happen. Hopefully they get safe.
yeah, I do hope so.
Yeah,
But yeah, man. What can you do? Yeah, I heard about it. What's saying the submarine can only be open from outside, so it can't even be open from the inside in it.
yeah. If they're smart enough, then no one should open that submarine.
No,
Because
it can
they
only be
already
open from outside. They can't open it from the inside actually. So even if they,
okay.
for example, even if they somehow go up to the top of the ocean, like they float up, they can't it can't be open. So that's something dumb as well, man. So like,
Yeah,
and you know how big the ocean is, man. It's massive. It's really massive. It's like I remember reading Life of Pi, man. And every time I was reading, I felt like I was in the book as well. Like it's like a sense of dread, you know. Like you see like a vast ocean of nothingness in it, and then it's just you, like, and you're like every day you're contemplating: are you gonna survive? Are you gonna die? Should you just kill yourself and end the suffering, or should you persevere? And this is someone who's outside. Talk to people who are stuck, who are on top in it, but once again they're stuck. It's like your man. Once again, Greek mythology is this one guy. He's once again his punishment was that he'd be subjected to eternal thirst and eternal hunger. And above him is an olive branch, and below him is water. So every time He goes up to catch the olive branch, like a gust of wind comes up and takes it out of reach. And every time he comes, tries to drink water, what's it called again, the water goes away. So he can see his salvation, but he can't do nothing about it. And I think that's how the people are at the Earth Flood Hub. But hopefully they are safe, man. And hopefully this is like a warning to everyone, like it's always good to get things regulated in it. Like obviously people who regulate stuff can be pricks as well, but at the end of the day, it's always for our safety. Yeah, that's just my cup
Yeah,
of tea, and I do love a good cup of tea. Oh yeah, what
yeah.
about you, tea or coffee, man? What do you like more?
I prefer tea more.
Yeah, me too, man. I hate coffee, man. I really do.
Now I can't understand how people can just drink tons of cups of coffee in a single day. Like I can. Also, people that drink a lot of coffee, their breath stink. To be honest, like get some chewing gum.
Yeah, I just like coffee, man. Probably like cappuccino or a mocha, something like that, innit? But like
Yeah, those ones
coffee,
are
man.
fine. Yeah, those ones are fine. Those ones are actually nice. At least they have some taste to do with them.
Yeah, I do love some taste, man. But like anything else, man, that's not for me, man.
Nah, not for me, Chief. Not even Starbucks. I don't know how people are willing to spend tons of money just to get a drink at Starbucks and rave over the secret menu or the secrets, whatever it is. I don't get it.
Yeah, me too, man. I just like Starbucks. I never bought anything from Starbucks actually. I never did. I think probably people like just like go in there and get your name written. Probably that's why.
Yeah, in fact, some of them just write the names wrong on purpose for people to go on social media and be like, "Bruh, I bought this cup of coffee. They wrote my name wrong." Not even knowing that they are doing Starbucks a favor by marketing by marketing their services to people.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's move on to a trending topic going on in the country of Saudi Arabia. Football players are just going to Saudi Arabia. They're giving that money. It all started with Cristiano Ronaldo. Even though there were some other players that were going to Arabia, I think Cristiano Ronaldo going to Saudi Arabia was the move that started it all. He's gone to Al Nassr, getting paid a ton. Now Benzema's gone to Al Ittihad, getting paid around 200 million a year. N'Golo Kante followed him. He's gonna get paid 100 million euros a year. Next thing you know, Chelsea, a couple of Chelsea players could be to going to Saudi Arabia. Apparently, Ziyech, who was supposed to go to PSG in January, now could be going to Al Nassr in Saudi Arabia from Chelsea. Now, Koulibaly could be going to Al Hilal, and Edouard Mendy could be going to Saudi Arabia as well. But even though the one that really shocked me the most was Wolves midfielder Ruben Neves, who could be going to Saudi Arabia after a deal of £55 million was agreed between Al Hilal and Wolves. And I was thinking to myself, bro, you're 26, 27 years old. You're in the beginning of your prime. You still have tons of years left. A player of your quality could be playing for Barcelona, could be playing for Bayern Munich, AC Milan, Inter Milan, Juventus, and you're going to Saudi Arabia just because you're getting paid a serious bag. Now, listen, if I was a football player, I no matter what, I wouldn't play in Saudi Arabia for that ton of money. If I was retired and they wanted me to do some coaching over there, maybe I'll consider it. It might be less than what the players would get. But I'll still take it. At least the football career is done. But I don't know about this. And it's the fact that the four clubs, Al Ittihad, Al Nasser, Al Hilal, and there's another one. I think it's Al Fateh or another one. I'm not sure which one it was. Four of those teams are owned by the Saudi Arabian PIF. I think it's the Public Investment Fund. So they can just spend lots of money as they want, and almost nothing can be done about it. UEFA can't even say, nah, they can't be spending this much of money. But
bro.
yeah,
Can
here
I
we
be
are.
honest with you, right? But I
Yeah,
don't
go ahead.
blame these players, bro. Because at the end of the day, right, it's a job, bro. Bro, it's at the end of the day, play football is a job in it for them. And once again, chase the bag, bro. Like I'm not gonna lie, bro. If I was in the shoes, bro, think about it, right? You have an opportunity here to build generational wealth here, not for you, for your family, your grandkids, and all that stuff here. Obviously, you're gonna pick it because at the end of the day, like in NBA, right? There's a whole problem NBA. Like some people who play NBA basketball in NBA, they don't even like basketball. They're just good at it, right? That same thing in football. There's some people who don't love the sport of football like me and you, but what's because they're good at it. For example, like you're right back in it. What's his name again? Ben White. He said he didn't watch football growing up. He was just good at it. So obviously, when time comes, if they see once again they're gonna get a lot of money, obviously they're gonna go for it. Like realistically, like let's say you have a job, right? You see an opportunity to make more money. You're gonna go for it because your job could be someone else's what's your dream job as well, isn't it? And they'd be like, oh, why did you change that dream job? Why did you get another job? If this what's again, I thought you wanted to be like this and stuff like that, innit? So like, I don't blame them, bro. Like, you're getting paid 100 million for like 3 years to play football, but in Saudi Arabia, so it's just tax free as well. But I'm doing it, man. You be a fool not to take it, man. I don't blame them in it, like, because at the end of the day, it's their job. What they're doing is their job, and they have only a limited time. So basically, by the time they're 35, so they have like what 18, 20 year playing career by they're gone in it. And like when you finish playing football, like what can you do? For example, like let's say if you're a doctor, like you can work until you die in it because there's always going to need your skills. An engineer as well, but like football, like it's your body. Like your body is the product in it. So like when your body is the service, so when you can't give the service anymore, then what else? Then it's time to go in it. And I don't blame them, bro. I do the same as well, man. Realistically. Well, like if I was playing like I'm playing Sunday League now, if some team off I get paid zero. If some team offer me to come play for like €20, I'm quitting my Sunday League team and going to play there because I used to get paid for money. I'm not lying, man. I'm not gonna lie because money is money. Like Mr. Krabs like Mr. Krabs says, money makes the world go round.
Yeah, money's to like keep people on their toes.
Exactly. That's
But
why the government wants to keep us all flipping in debt in it, so that we can always so that we keep working, so that we can just keep work.
I think countries should just do everyone a favor and just cancel out tax because there are countries that you can get paid and don't pay tax. I'm like, why can't you do the same?
Yeah.
But listen, don't you think like wouldn't it just make sense to a point where your quality is not the same as it once was. You're not playing at that high level of football, and you're in your mid 30s. If you got the opportunity of that kind, that would make sense. It's just the case when Ruben Neves is the one that doesn't make sense to me. Like yes, you get money, but you could still play. You could still play for a top tier club in football, a top tier club in Europe, will still pay you tons of money. So I'd say it's a double edged sword, and the whole purpose of Saudi Arabia doing what they're doing is to get more people to watch football in their league, and hopefully try and get the 2030 World Cup hosted in their country. And to it will be all being honest, maybe the World Cup bid, maybe that was possible, but to get more people to watch football played in Saudi Arabia, yeah, that's quite unlikely.
No, bro.
That,
Football is one of the best sports ever, man. I'm not gonna lie. I love playing football. Like I love playing basketball more in it. Probably because what's I'm not as good at. I'm better at playing football than I'm playing basketball. And so what's called again? I like to challenge myself. But football is one of the best sports ever, man. It's one of the best to watch. Like bro, people be like saying, oh, this game is nil nil, it's boring, but like flip it, hell man, it's intensive, it's intensive, it's packed. Oh my days, it's so good, man. I love football, man.
But let me guarantee you this of the line. When it comes to football, if Liverpool's not playing any games, if Ireland's not playing any game, or if Nigeria's not playing any games, you're not gonna sit down and watch any other game of football. Unless it's probably the
Bro, I used to
Champions
watch
League.
Ronaldo playing Juventus, bro, and Real Madrid. I don't watch them unless I could.
Unless it's the Champions League.
Like,
But yeah, but I have a question. I have a question for you. If you remember what happened back to the Chinese Super League and how the whole thing got liquidated. Maybe not liquidated, but they were not allowed to make their massive spendings as they used to. Do you think that same situation is going to happen in Saudi Arabia? Yeah, probably don't. You hear me? Or his connection over there is quite poor.
oh, sorry, my Wi-Fi sometimes is a bit booty as well, man. Bro, but no, man, chase the bike, bro. That's all I do, man. Chase the bike. I do that as well, man.
Yeah. So, but I asked a question earlier. Maybe you didn't hear that one. But my question was,
Yeah.
do you think what happened to the Chinese Super League will could also happen to the Saudi League?
Nah, nah, cause Saudi are more richer than China. What's again, than that. But once again, the Saudi league. Once again, I think the whole point of this. I think this is once again. I heard someone say that they have like different goals in it. Like the Saudi league, the Chinese league was to make people once again. Was to make people once again. How do I say? Was to increase their once again academy, all that stuff in it. Like so that there'd be better, more Chinese people once again playing football for them. And for like the Saudi league, their goal is to increase people watching football in it. I think they have like two different goals, and plus what's in they're more richer as well. So obviously, I don't think it's. But you know, I might be wrong in it. Who knows, man?
Yeah, we're talking about players getting paid massive money to go and play in the Saudi Arabian league. But you heard about Messi, who will be playing for Inter Miami starting from July, and how his deal is more interesting than we think it is. Because you can look at Benzema, who is getting paid almost 200 million a year for 2 years, and Messi's is also an interesting one because not only is he going to get paid his weekly wage, but he's also going to get like a percentage of the whole Inter Miami club or MLS club. Not sure which one it is. And for every new subscriber to Apple TV, Messi is also going to get of the a share of the profits made. And
It's gonna be making bank.
yeah, now you start to think who's going to make more money, Benzema or potentially Messi down the line.
That's true, man.
Yeah, kind of disappointed that he decided to go out and play for Inter Miami.
I
But
eat wash, man.
then again, you're saying he's washed. Probably you're still disappointed he won the World Cup for France.
It's rigged, bro. It's rigged, man.
It's rigged. We can't change history. It is what it is. Just hope for the next one, Argentina or England don't win the World Cup.
Uh, yeah, English. Well, next time it's going to be Nigeria. Hopefully, when I from Sunday League, we go to Premier League, then I'm going to play for Nigeria. As the main man. Then I just move to Al Nassr after that. Yeah, man. Ah, man. Man, I got like an order to come in like 20 minutes, 10 minutes, man. Should we cut?
Yeah, I'd say we do that. And I just want to let people know one thing. So for the next 2 months, I won't be appearing on the podcast because I'm gonna go on summer holidays to Nigeria. I won't be back till but towards the end of August, and knowing internet in Nigeria probably not the best. So uh, Abdullahi will take reins of the Inter Reality podcast for this throughout the summer. So yeah, I have hope you still do a great job, even though I won't be around to see
Don't
everything
worry.
going on. You can bring all the guests you want, talk about whatever you want. Yeah.
Hopefully I get Ronaldo. Don't worry. I'm gonna send an email to Ronaldo's business account. Hopefully you come onto the podcast to such things. Ooh. Yeah,
Oh
man.
yeah.
But we got
Speaking
Sunday
of
league.
yeah. Oh
Exactly.
yeah. Speaking of Ronaldo, Actual Speed finally met him.
Yeah. Lucky cat. Bro, he's living my dream, bro. So I could say he's living our dream, man.
To think that it all started from a donation on Twitch. I think yeah, it's all started from a donation on Twitch. Or was it YouTube? He got a donation asking him what was his favorite club. He said Christopher Ronaldo Sui. And from there it just started this whole crazy journey of him being obsessed with Ronaldo, wanting to meet Ronaldo. Went to the World Cup to see him play. Went to England to see him, but he wasn't playing. All that. I don't think he went to Saudi Arabia though. But down the end, he finally met Ronaldo. And listen, big shout out to Rafael Leao. He was basically the wingman in this situation. He provided the assist for Extra Speed to beat Ronaldo. Done something that we want to do. Portugal were. I still remember about the Euros in 2021. If the pandemic didn't happen and we were doing that thing for the Euros, there
Yeah,
would have been a
we would
high
have went
chance.
there.
Yeah, there would
Yeah,
have
we
been a
would have
high
went
chance we
there.
met.
The
Yeah,
pandemic happened, and like your man, what's again? Leo Varadkar said it wasn't gonna happen in Ireland, and we couldn't go see him. But you know, once again, everything happens for a reason. So hopefully one day we'll meet him, man.
yeah. The next Euros is taking place in Germany, if I'm right. Yeah, next Euros is taking place in Germany. Then 2028,
Yeah,
if Ireland somehow gets to host the Euros, then
yeah.
who knows?
So
Who knows?
hopefully next year Europa League final in Dublin, Liverpool hopefully be in the final. Hope so, man.
Yeah, because I know you will not go to that final unless Liverpool are in it.
Yeah, bro. I think once again, like the how to say it, the the volunteer work that we did. We still the group chat on Facebook, in it. Once again, they're saying they might get follower also volunteers like from the group chat, so we can go there in it to work there. So hopefully that works in.
All right, then
So who knows, man?
should be interesting.
Who knows? You might
Yeah,
see
who
me
knows?
on the Champions League, Europa League final, me and Mo Salah, man, running onto the
Ah,
pitch.
I
You know,
listen. You run it onto the pitch. That would be something.
yeah. So who knows? Life is that. Anyway, boys, it was a nice podcast. I want to thank everyone who's listening.
Yeah, thank you everyone for listening to this episode of the podcast. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Leave a like on it. Write your comments in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel. Trying to get to 100 subscribers on this channel. You can follow our social media. You can see it on the screen, or you can click on the links in the description below. I'm going to be away for a certain amount of time. Abdullah will be taking over the reins. Until next time, stay safe out there and peace.
Take care.